We are looking at a weekly chart of Novo Resources, and at a quick glance, it doesn't really look like there's anything interesting going on in Novo, but there are a couple of things I'd like to point out here. Main thing is this bottoming action, or what I'm suggesting is bottoming action in the last four months. Um, when we get these long lower tails, or relatively long lower tails or whiskers, that's suggestive of bottoming action. And so that's one thing going on here. We got this bullish volume coming in. We got a big sell off on big volume as investors kind of puked their shares into the market. Capitulation sell off, basically. We got a big drop, and then now we're seeing what looks like some bottoming action. And so let's see. MACD, both indicator lines below the zero level. So MACD's in bear mode, obviously on a sell signal. Stochastics energy is low. Investors have been diverging themselves of this stock as indicated by accumulation distribution indicator, but that has picked up in the last couple of weeks, which again is suggestive of investors are stepping in and buying um, Novo at this price. Oh, and let me point out as well that we are looking at this is Novo listed on the Canadian Venture Exchange. In the U.S. markets, we only have access to it the over counter, and its symbol is NSRPF, and I'll just type that out there. NSRPF. That's the that's the symbol on the OTC markets. And I think we're done with the weekly chart there. Let's pop down to the daily. And this chart is too busy for my tastes. So let me, as I talk about some things, I'm going to remove them from the chart. Before I zoom in any, let me point out that we've got this blue Andrews pitchfork, and what's interesting right now is that we have this action on either side of the lower median line of this fork. And so, we've got price using it as support. That support fails. We get price testing it as resistance. And now looks like price maybe has established that median line as support again. And so now we can zoom in the indicators. So in the daily time frame, we can see that energy or momentum is elevated. So we do have energy to rally at this point, if that's what Novo wants to do. And then MACD, this is another positive indication. MACD reached a not quite as oversold as it was back here, but still substantially oversold level, and has now turned back up. And last week we got a new buy signal from MACD. Let's clear that out. Volume, you know, there again, I mean, that burst of volume, that's the capitulation sell-off. And notice that it occurred. We got a big exhaustion gap. This is another indication that sellers were just puking. They were placing market orders, or they had stop orders in place, and the market ran them all the way down to there. So which is unfortunate for these people that puked their shares like that, but it's a buying opportunity for savvy investors who recognize the value in Novo Resources. And so, anyway, enough about volume. Let me clear it off the chart. The moving averages, we can see that both the 50 and the 20 are below the 200, which of course is bearish, um, is what it is. In the recent action this past week, we can see that price has popped up above the 20-day moving average and looks like it got some support from that level. And let's clear out the moving averages. This is the accumulation distribution indicator, and again, investors have not been, they've been divesting themselves of the shares of Novo. Novo has some unique assets in Australia. One in particular, they have a vast fields of alluvial gravels that contain gold, and it's nuggety gold. And so it's very hard. Nobody knows how to get a resource, get a NI 43-101 compliant estimate for this gravelly gold. And so investors don't know how to value Novo with this asset. And of course, that's not going to stop Novo from producing the gold from the asset. And so investors will see from Novo's cash flow that they know what they're doing. So anyway, so that's not a bullish indication. Investors not interested in this stock at this point. Now, in February of 2021, Novo is going to produce its first gold bar. It's going to pour its first gold bar, and that will spark investor interest. I would suggest that this is a bottom, and that in 2021 we'll look back and recognize this as having been a good buying opportunity in Novo. So let's clear that out. And so this fork, we've got, it's a modified Schiff. We can see that price is interacting with this fork, and again with the lower median line of the blue Andrews fork. And last week it looks like price has found, well, let's start with, wouldn't quite call that a gap, because really those two candlesticks, the wicks are overlapping, but a bullish, I'm going to refer to that as a bullish gap higher, and looks like prices found support. So that's the daily time frame. If you're interested in the mining stocks, I seriously suggest that you look at Novo. I submit that it is a good one. President and chairman is Dr. Quentin Henney. The man has a knack for finding precious metals in the ground. He's incredibly smart. 30 years of history and numerous valuable mineral deposits that he has found. So give this one a look, folks. See ya.